Welcome back to the Limbus Company. Last time, well, cutscenes. How's the others? These components should cover what we need for the repairs. The transmission is getting harder to make out. Not surprising considering how far the distance between the teams have grown. The survivors, I say nary and one in this section, regrettably. Again, hardly a surprise. The state of the is there for all to see. Faust believes there's no feasible way to aid them under the present conditions. My dogs are barking. Tisk. So it doth appear verily to thee who must be most saddened by the strategy. I beg thy pardon for raising the matter. Now we just need to get back to the facility management room. Right. It should be right past this corridor. Assistant pacing about distractedly and scratching one's head out of cluelessness are all behaviors prohibited in our research facility. Also frowning and cocking her head like that and blurting out a huh at the screen after all likewise forbidden. No, I've got a bad feeling about this. Something's off. Wait. Stop. Don't go out yet. There's something outside. Yeah, Heathcliff's intuition is never wrong. So far. Or perhaps I can let the blood vessels relax and expand. Yes, that's much better. Oh, you're right. We'd have run straight into him if we left the room. Based on our circumstances we have faced thus far, it's reasonable to conclude that this individual affiliations lie with the ring. A nurse father has to be dead strong like that lasso dicked off with Karen. You people. Where is all that confidence you had when you beat the daylights out of me during the monolith experiments? Hey, might not put it like that. You give people the wrong ideas. Besides, we're beating the daylights out of your distortion. Well, not beating the like hell. You get what I mean, yeah? The extent of the physical trauma sustained by the corpses on display indicate that the odds of prevailing in combat against him are minimal. Faust does not advise initiating battle that cannot be won when we are completely cut off from Dante, as usage of identities is not among our options. Engaging the enemy will only serve to deplete our number. Fuck. Fuck. Oh, please don't tell me I have to use base. And with so little information on our enemies, sustaining lethal injuries, we have no means to treat will make us the man behold the cold, lightless form of young Sinclair upon their return. And the cold, lightless form of Don Quixote too! Boss, if he keeps lingering outside the corridor, it's quite a problem. We'll run into him on our way to the facility management room. How long do you reckon take you to fix that naked device or whatever it is. Given the attack resembles a facility sabotage, I'll need to inspect each component separately instead of treating it just like a regular malfunction. I cannot be sure of anything before I see the extent of the damage, yet even in the best case scenario, I don't expect a repair to be in short order. Darn, Martin. Didn't I tell you plenty of times that non-standard energy redistributions are a nightmare for maintenance? Oh, you're the one who designed this sector of the research facility, boss. That must have been during the week leading up to my report deadline. I am confident I made the most of the limited time I had back then. Any chance we could buy ourselves a bit of time or lure him away? I'm considering 5 or 6 possible options, though if I were to recommend one, we have her take off those shoes. I get where you're coming from. We might have a problem still because we have a rampaging Don Quixote, or I guess Sancho, a rampaging Sancho, but it's not the worst idea. There's much worse ideas. What? After Limbus, you went through. Without your access to identity, the only viable combat option is my ego gear, and its chance of defeating or killing that man who is most likely Mistro of the Ring is hardly promising. If indeed I shall stop for I'll do it. Don Quixote! I ain't having it. We've been in worse trouble than this, haven't we? I'm sure I've thought about getting those in shoes a fair few times, but can we? But we can't do that to her, can we? I have said this time again. Roshinante's self-cleaning function is always active. But let us put such a matter aside. Sancho has awakened. I'd rather rely on my blood fiend powers, yet we are I'd rather it's you relying on my blood fiend power, yet we are left with no recourse. You can even hear the sound. Her voice changed. No longer her regular. And I have faith in you. Faith in my companion shall bring me back again. Faust seconds Heathcliff's opinion. The plan to have Don Quixote remove her shoes is rejected. Well, there are several reasons to discourage that idea. Chief among them is that Don Quixote must not dismount from Rocinante. Do you believe her unbound power to be insufficient to overcome this obstacle? According to the test result, she demonstrated combat abilities that were... No. Having Don Quixote remove her shoes to resolve the predicament is not an unrealistic scenario. However, that flow would be a choice that distanced Dante from their journeys to retrieve the Golden Bough. And even if we are to entertain Hohenheim's suggestion, the removal of Don Quixote's shoes must take place as a result of the manager's decision. Hold on. Oh, this is all happening too fast. You gotta start elaborating and stuff. An illustrative example: in events when Don Quixote falls to the control of her impulses and proceeds to create kindreds and exist abandoned, there is a possibility that she will be unable to return to her current self, no matter how many times Dante's clock is rewound. If a sinner cannot be restored by the manager's powers, it's is effectively tantamount to failing to retrieve the Golden Berg in this world. Such an outcome would prove a decisive failure on my part in proving that. I understand. Rejected it is. Let us move on to the next agenda. Art thou sure of this? We possess no fitting means to strike that villain down. It was a simple proposed plan A to tackle the situation. Frankly, I wasn't too eager myself to risk gambling on odds in an environment with so many variables beyond our control. Whatever plan you got in mind, do it quick. I don't see any pointy shoe right now, but as for plan B, I buy us some time while you people help Martin repairing the device. If I raise attunement level with shock centipedes easier, I should be able to move for a while, even after my heart ceased to function. Yeah, there's something that shock centipedes can do. I'm not exactly in top shape after these fights, but with luck on our side, I might be able to knock him unconscious with enough voltage. Okay, he's dead. Let's just place our bets now. He's dead. Says the bloke who hasn't even been in a proper brawl ever. I fought adversaries wearing eager gear before, haven't you? You fought adversaries wearing eager gear before, haven't you? These gears can make up for a lack of combat experience. This ain't an argument. We shall work on repairs. Even if you pop our cogs, Clockhead will come here sooner or later. They can bring us back. Even if we end up one of those horrific exhibits, right? Correct. The degree of pain accompanying that process, however, will far exceed the usual range for both us, the individual concerned, and Dante. It's preferable we avoid such a development. Clearly, you are all underestimating the amount of firepower I can unleash were I to fully equipped. Still, perhaps it's for the best that you remained uninformed. You're coming along too, not stand back to fix it. Whoever designed this did a remarkably subpar job. Having a genius like myself repair such a second-rate piece of machinery would be a waste of talent. So she says, but to clarify, this isn't second-rate. It was the best design and attainable given the time constraints. In other words, it was the optimal design we could manage at that moment. At least it's mattered to you. Then let's meet again in a sound form, as we did our last misadventure. Young Sinclair, off thou well? We'll go hold them off, so if you need a moment to get your head sorted. No. I can't just keep wandering around aimlessly. Running around aimlessly. Did Sinclair f***ing distort? Of course. Bloody hell. A gallery that has achieved the magnum pro of aesthetics need not bother sending our invitation. Visitors will naturally come pouring in on their own. You came all this way just to look at your useless rubbish. Don't know about this whole art thing, buddy. I can tell this is the worst bloody exhibit I've ever clamped my eyes on. In this case, it seems I must play the curator myself for your young foolish guess. Just Saitashi from to Agent grade. If each 10 of art movement engraved, the gallery narrated by a yourself, yacht field honored really. Oh boy, more reading. Guess I'm gonna have water. Oh boy, we now have the other end. Like, seriously. You're really gonna play dirty like this? I've tried to wrap this, so I've been done right after it's finished the execution. And I know it was a lot of fun to play hide and seek for teenagers, but I'm getting bored now. Somehow managed to shake off that nurse's father too. But this one chased us all the way here on her own. That smoking pipe you mentioned during the briefing. Your ego, right? Is it not ready yet? It still needs some time. Which is why we got buy time. That time you need. What do you think of my workshop weapons collection earlier? I've been generous this time and put them to use. Now about that. You mean your collection of too tricky to be used for weapons? You're certainly a talent for impracticality. Perhaps it is an impressive assortment for a collector's point of view, but in terms of efficiency and effectiveness, you'd be better off fighting with bare hands. Look, I had zero idea these things would blow up into this bad mess. Alright? I just wanted to show off a bit since we've managed to meet the LCA team. That's why I only brought the unique, hard to keep. That one there. What sort of sword is that? Oh, it's a workshop broadsword. Ever used one before? Nay. It was not in a position to. Nah, I was not in a position to tame workshop-made gear. I was merely asking for I am in need of aught to replace my broken. I'm not even going to try that, pronounce that. I don't even know where to begin. For sword. I mean, I don't mind lending it to you, but that stuff ain't easy to handle. See, compared to workshop, Neze I'm aware of. Did you speak to how their weapons dart around as though they have grown wings, dragging the wielder about. Yeah. We're not. I am quite confident in the art of swift blades. Sisson must never lose her grip on the blade, though our baby torn away. Okay, jeez. Reinforcements might be a bit more of an overstatement at this rate. I know Dante is here with us, but how about we step up ourselves? My physical strength has gradually recovered throughout our journey with the executive manager, but my skills and prowess have yet reached their original potential. By the way, any word of the Goldenberg team yet? No response. The transmission. Damn it. Even with the executive manager leading them, those unreliable truths have finally proved my fears right. Hey, might just be a bad radio signals. Take it easy. I'm getting sick of playing with you. With this kiddie nonsense, dragging me into hide and seek trap. You guys are real bullies. Yeah, you know that. I'll count the town. And not a second more. Got it? Team, here I go! What do we need now? Luring her to another distortion or normality would be the best. It was effective enough to stall the nurse father too, a few hours ago. That is an MVP curriculum. Will you look at that? Thought you finished them all off, or did you leave these for me? Huh? Aren't these guys you whacked early? Oh. This is like kind of an 11th hour superpower. We're kidding? I know. Oh, you take a single. But neurosis, hysteria, distortion. Sword pan towards to manifest in form of electricity. The human thunderbolt. I thought it'd be sufficient to buy us some time. These girls, they're not moving on their own, kiddo. You see that? See, I don't see anything. You don't? You really don't see it? Such, kiddo. Kiddo, you gotta work harder if you wanna be a shark. Now open your eyes and take a closer look. See the purple flash? It's that thing there, bouncing around and pouring electric currents into our body. His insects are just as animalistic as his appearance. Note, we secured on the escape route. Yes. In that case, what? Team lead! Got a good real structure for somebody who's just that shabby. She actually blocked that. It was a you take my time. Wise of me to take my time to observe his form. The aftershock, quite the force. Lady Tina, you are unarmed? Thanks to you, yes. Let me help you walk. Keep the pressure on that wound. Starch the bleeding. Let's fall back. Post haste. Hey, where do you think you're going? Ah, clingy. It's like they'll keep coming. Like kill that sparky bastard. Princess, go in and chase him down. That free. You bet. It's got the guy. Do here. Let's see. Hands are hurt. Rules of the book. Special clause of the House of Spire. Cool. Wait a minute. Are these clowns that Ronaldo's here too. Man, I was kidding about my bro running around, rocking some British style craft hard in half. Between what they did pro Cardo and what they inflicted upon they complete. That's complete and total extermination. Back to the present. Judging from the ones freed from containment and the traces of escaped entities I saw on my way here, we're in no position to be picky about our options. In other words, what are options we have? I would much rather have formulated a plan around the destruction delivered to the LCE within our own hands than use abnormalities, but that's not an option for us at this moment. With that in mind, we are essentially down to one option. The current plan, a hollow beckoning, the stuff and construction, and then absorption. Wait, you don't mean... Yes, the abnormality whose veins never release their holes until its pure white buff of cotton is smeared blood red. We'll make them face the drenched gypsum. Cool. That was a half-an-hour cutscene. Lovely. I think. See you guys next time.